Hello guys. Uh, First of all, please forgive me for being a bit late. And yeah, let's start. I'm very excited to greet everyone at our weekly tap room, uh, this series of the webinars where we concentrate on the selected topic in each episode. So just before we start, let's then make sure that everyone can see my screen and hear me well. So please drop your message into the question chat box and let me know about that. Okay, thank you guys. So let's then move further. Alright, so just a couple of words about myself. My name is Bogdan Savchenko and I am Solutions Engineer at StarWind. And guys, as for today's topic, to be honest, I didn't prepare anything special for our top room meeting, but we have these questions, these topics we could depart from. So yeah, that is actually a quick overview of our today's topics. So first of all, we will talk a bit about our software solution that is called StarWind VSAN and about its main benefits. Then I would like to share some information, some recommendations in regard to configuring storage, virtual and physical one. I guess that's gonna be some, general information, and then I would like to focus on your questions because I believe you should have a lot of them, right? Okay, so let's then start. Our first topic, our first question is a general overview of StarWind VSAN and its main benefits. So I propose to focus on the benefits, on the advantages. So the main advantage of StarWind is that we hardware agnostic. So you don't need to, buy any additional hardware parts or equipment, hardware equipment to implement our solution. So having just, for example, two regular servers or old servers, equipped with regular local disk, and then you'll be able to implement and deploy StarWind VSAN at your environment. So it is easy, and the procedure of configuring our solution is quite straightforward. Yeah, so from my point of view, this is the main advantage of StarWind. Yeah, and additionally, what else I can say? That additionally, you could deploy StarWind even across only 2 nodes. So it's gonna be hyperconverged scenario that is supported by StarWind also. And yes, such minimalistic configuration could raise the questions about, for example, how it would be possible to scale it when the time comes. Yeah, and you know what? The answer to that is we support both scale up and scale out, which do not require downtime at all. So quite convenient. Yeah, I agree with me. Right. Actually, I could speak of flexibility and features of StarWind for a long time, but to be honest, that is not our basic topic today. Yeah. In any case, guys, after all of this software definitely merits attention, and I would also like to add that it gained trust of the SMB and the robber for some time ago. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You can always visit our website to find a lot of technical documentation and some, information about it with the diagrams, pictures, and the best practices. Also, I would recommend to attend our support forum. There are a lot of experienced users along with our engineers, and there are a lot of interesting topics and questions. So Yes, all right. So let's then go to the next question. It's gonna be uh, storage recommendations. And our best approach is to configuring physical and virtual storage at your environments. So as you all may know, it's not a big secret that correctly selected and configured physical storage is a keystone to success in building a virtualized environment. So that is why if I were you, I would calculate the amount of IOPS my system should handle first. So I guess that is one of the most important question, yeah? So, I mean, theoretical calculations. And you know what, that it is always a good idea to add additional power reserve for the future growth, yeah? So then I would do it exactly the same. And then I would choose the appropriate RAID type and make sure that my storage can fully utilize the networks in order to avoid a bottleneck at this level and get the maximum performance results. Because you know what, we have a lot of customers request in this regard. So customer complain about the performance of whole system, of whole infrastructure, and then we request the logs, and then we get them, and then we process them, and made the conclusion that the root cause of the issue is in the physical storage, and this corresponding syndrome is called storage performance degradation. So that means that most probably our customer did a mistake, and couldn't calculate the required performance properly, yeah, and then his physical storage cannot handle the workload, and as a result, yeah, so there might be latency issues and general performance issues. So I just would like to say that is very important to calculate and calculate the required performance. There are some solutions allow you to do so. The most popular is VM, and it's VM monitor client. So that information can be generated using VM. And also you could take a different road, and you can use debug from Dell, which actually does the same. Yeah. Right. So let's then go ahead. So after the after all of this, so afterwards, I would be finished with the complicated. I would be finished with theoretical calculations and started researching the hardware equipment. And these are the basic approaches to planning a virtualized environment that are applicable not only to StarWind. But speaking about our best practices in configuring physical storage for the virtual devices, I would like to mention the RAID 10 as the preferred RAID type in terms of performance and capacity. And guys, from what I've seen, it works really quite fast and stable with SAS and SSD drives, yeah. So as for the rest of the RAID types, the most popular are RAID 5, RAID 6, RAID 50, and RAID 60. So what I can say in this regard, it is that actually we recommend to go with RAID 5 or RAID 6 just with StarWind LSFS device, yeah. So LSFS, I guess you all heard about that technology. So speaking shortly, LSFS is a log structured file system, very good, I guess very convenient solution. So then, what we know about LSFS devices? That technology, that approach was initially designed to increase the performance and slow spinning drives, yeah. So and speaking about the appropriate RAID type for the LSFS devices, we then recommend to use RAID 5 and RAID 6 on the road with StarWind LSFS device, yeah. And as for the RAID 60 and RAID 50, so those types of RAID can be used for, you know, for some really intensive environments. Alright, so since we listen guys, since we have gotten talking about LSFS, I would like to share some inside info with you, because right now our best developers and engineers are working to improve the operational algorithm of LSFS. So, and most probably the devices will consume much less RAM memory due to the fact that we are going to simplify the requirements for LSFS. And also, as far as I know, the LSFS will work much better with SSD drives. So please stay tuned, and I believe you'll be able to enjoy the new operation algorithm of LSFS very soon. Right? So please stay tuned. Alright guys, so you know what, that I guess we are good now, yeah. So like I said, we really better to to work on your questions, because that topic is very very interesting, and so I guess you have a lot of questions for me, yeah. So let's then go further, and now it's time for your questions. And you know what, that in fact you can ask me any questions about StarWind, and not only about this topic related, yeah. So okay, I'll be waiting for you to ask me any questions about StarWind, about our best practices, about our best approaches to implementing StarWind Virtual SAN. You could also ask me about networks, about features. So I'll give you some time to prepare your questions, right? All right. So I don't see any questions so far. Come on, guys. You can drop them to the question chat box. Yeah. Okay, so we have the first question from Pedro. Pedro is writing, Microsoft Hyper-V failover cluster with StarWind. Right, Peter, what do you mean exactly? Yes, so having, like I said before, having just two physical hosts with Hyper-V role installed uh, and StarWind software also, then you'll be able to implement, to create shared storage between your Hyper-V host and then use it for storing your virtual machines for your production environment. So the procedure, again, as I mentioned before, the procedure is quite straightforward. You install StarWind, you create the virtual devices, you then connect them over iSCSI, and then you present them as the cluster shared volumes to your failover cluster, and that's it. So we have, a lot of technical documentation on this matter at our website, so please find them there. Okay, so Pedro is writing one virtual machine Hyper-V. To be honest, do not understand what I mean exactly. However, if you are planning to implement hyperconverged scenario with Hyper-V, then you will have to install StarWind on the physical host directly. And instead, for example, if you're planning to go with ESXi hypervisors, then in order to deploy StarWind, you will have to install StarWind inside the virtual machines on each host. So that is the difference. All right, the next question from Eugene. Eugene asks, where can I get a webinar recording? Yeah, I forgot to mention that this webinar will be available at our website very soon. Yeah, so that's the answer. Alright guys, given that there are no more questions, I would like to say something about our other products. So first of all, first of them is hyperconverged appliance. That means that we use Dell hardware and then we install StarWind and we then pre-configure everything on this hardware, so our hyperconverged appliances come fully tested and fully pre-configured. So and then you'll just have to plug them and play, some kind of the approach. Very, for me, that's very convenient. Also, hyperconverged appliances can be easily integrated in any infrastructure. As for the other products, we also have StarWind VTL, virtual tape libraries, and also please take a look at our V2V converter. So all right, so no more questions left. Then I would like to thank everyone for your attending, for your attention, and also now just right before your eyes is our contact information. So do not hesitate to contact us, should you have any questions or difficulties. Our sales managers along with our engineers will be more than happy to assist in solving any questions. Yeah, alright guys, so it was very nice to talk to you today, and I hope to meet you very soon. So have a great weekend and see you. Bye.